When my mother's coffin was sitting on the Aldi-style conveyor belt at the crematorium, waiting to be sent into the back room for its eventual roasting, several members of her family all placed one flower each on top of the coffin, while weeping garrulously. They hadn't told her grieving sons and husbands that they were going to do this, instead choosing to isolate us from this strange moment of selfish ritual. As they went to sit down, the conveyor belt started up, rolled the coffin through the black lodge red curtains, which knocked every single flower onto the floor around the conveyor in front of a full house of mourners. This is, I think you'll agree, objectively funny. When my father's coffin 6 years later was placed on the same crematorium belt, there were only 6 people in attendance. Family, no friends. This is, you'll probably concur, objectively sad. We all die. I don't know how I'm going to die. Cancer? Could be, it's in the family. Hit and run? Might happen, the way the Irish drive. A helicopter rotor chopping my head off at my mouth. I don't know. I can't control how I die. Few people can. And those who do are generally bereft of hope or swallowed by despair. I think it's safe to say that in most cases it's good we can't control it. I think it's safe to say ask for help if you need it. Life is shit for most of us, but it doesn't have to be inconsolably so. So no, we can't control our deaths, generally speaking, so all I can do is ask for the exact type of funeral I would love to attend, were I alive. My mother's was filled with bleak Christianity, a minister with Iraq War PTSD, belching in the hearse before telling us God had only loaned our mother to us, and now was calling in the debt. Like, I don't know who to swing a fuck off at first, that conceited uncaring cunt God or the minister. How about both of them can go fuck themselves? My father's death was protracted and painful. He died on Christmas Day in a kind of fuck you to the Christianity he never played a part in. His eulogy was written by his sons and presented by a humanist. Dad was carried onto the conveyor belt to Enya, rolled into storage to Band of Brothers, and we were walked out by a classical piece. We went back to his house with family and got drunk on wine. Both funerals, in my opinion, were milquetoast and made little mark. I can't control how I die, but I hope I can control how I'm buried. Hear me out. There'll be no casket. Yes, you guessed it, I'll be taxidermied, posing, kneeling with finger guns and a wink, dressed in leather. Everybody's seated, a blast of black metal, the doors swing open, and a local drama group of kids will wheel me in, headbanging and their barely broken voices singing the song in all this roared opulence. Hymn books made of cake and covered in cherry chocolate icing will contain the lyrics on edible paper. I encourage you all to sing. Wheeled up to the front, the kids, still headbanging, still singing, I really encourage you to join in, will pick me carefully up and crowd surf me to the conveyor, with a specially rehearsed whoops-a-daisy nearly drop of my corpse as it goes. As I'm placed on the belt, most of the kids will suddenly freeze in the same position as my own, while the rest ritualistically place flowers upon the belt in anticipation of the traditional felling of the flowers, started by my mother's family all those years ago. My brother Derek, the actor, my brother Alec, the musician, and my partner Quiva, the puppet maker, will play a specially composed, puppet-heavy eulogy comprised of every awkward exchange I've ever had. This I hope will entertain and possibly confuse attendees. As they sing and play, they'll be drowned out by a sudden explosion of strobing lights and 90s rave music, and the conveyor belt will start to roll. Me still finger-gunning with a wink until I disappear into the lodge. A hired performer will suddenly stand up and say, "This is not my father's funeral." My hope is that, though misanthropic in life, my death and funeral will bring some measure of joy to the people I leave behind. The rave music will play the audience out, and what they do afterwards is up to them. It is my fervent hope that this will come to fruition, that I can control my funeral. I think it's safe to say there's no comfort in the knowledge that we all die. In truth, I think it's safe to say we try not to think about it too much. And so yes, I cannot control the manner in which I die, though if I could, and FYI, it would be shooting my first pornographic film at the age of 50. and Candy's fist going too far up. I'm 47 now, so never say never.